free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
103.3 FM and 1130 The Tiger, Shreveport's home for LSU sports.
Welcome back, everybody. Tim Fletcher Show. Rogers, Hambone, Hampton here in studio. The early riser portion of our show is brought to you by Sports World, 8809 Joella, just off 3132, your local uniform pro since 1973. Our little show also is coming at you courtesy of Chop Shop, 724 Azalea Drive. I love the Chop Shop. I love it so much. The Sample family is awesome, and they have other local farms from around the area, Smith Farms, Mahaffey Farms, local whole animal butchery, 724 Azalea Drive, right off Line Avenue. Buddy, they have roast beef and ham that they produce right there at the store. I had the best roast beef sandwich I've had in I don't know how many years last night after a full day of work from Chop Shop. Their smash burgers, amazing. The Texas pecan roast beans. Oh, so good. Everything at the Chop Shop is amazing. Check it out for lunch today. There's always something else along with the smash burger. But the great news is, buddy, when you get your beef, pork, chicken, eggs, dairy products, you're getting it from local farms who raise things properly, correctly, and very, very healthy ways. And it all is transported through Chop Shop to us. As they say over at Chop Shop, 724 Azalea Drive, eat clean, live dirty. Chop Shop, 724 Azalea Drive, right next to Piermont Mall, across from the Gucci Brookshires in Shreveport, Louisiana. Joining us now on the Mudbugs Hockey Hotline, as part of our River City Floors Springtime Coaches Conversations, I wonder how much sleep this cat got last night. Your head coach of the Benton Lady Tigers soccer team is Jesse Dyer. His squad has advanced to the state semifinals for the first time in program history with an exciting match yesterday. Good morning, Jesse. How you doing, sir?
Hey, good morning, Tim. How are you?
I am A-OK. Holy moly, buddy. What a fun time yesterday afternoon. It was fun for me. Was it fun for you, though, Jesse, or was it an absolute ball of nerves that did not end until the final whistle?
Well, it was definitely a ball of nerves for about the first 30, 35 minutes of the first half. You could tell North Shore came out with a purpose. They came out strong. They came out fast. And, it took some time for the team to settle into our style of play. I started to get a little more confident going into the halftime. And then I felt the second half, it was just a matter of time, and the team was able to find a way.
It's really interesting, Jesse, because we were sitting there, we were on where you would be on your offensive end in the first half, and the fellas down there, the media folks covering it and stuff, were like, man, this has just been North Shore so aggressive and just looked to be the more active team, and we all lamented the fact that the half was spent on the other end of the field. And so it was kind of one of those things where, like, golly, geez, this has got to turn around quick. And, man, it felt like in the first 2-3 minutes of the second half, you could tell that something was switched. Your girls were so much more aggressive. And another thing that we seem to notice as well, and in particular, I know that Roy and I have kind of talked about it, is that, and some of the coaches that were on the sidelines as well, you could see North Shore getting tired about that 20 minutes into that second half, and your kids just did not. How much do you think that played a role in how this game ended, and the fact that your girls just seemed to kind of have a little bit more in the tank than your guests did?
I definitely think it played a part, especially going into the overtime minutes. And one thing I tell the players, it's kind of been my philosophy as a coach in how we've developed the program, is the ball will always move faster than the player. And so I just trust in my team. We have trained the same way ever since I became the coach on just being able to connect with each other, to spread the field, to make the other team chase, because you cannot chase the ball for 80 minutes. And the team has grown in their ability collectively, and you could just see the trust they have in each other, in their willingness to find each other the ball. And you could see in their ability to just, like you said, keep their legs as fresh as possible for as long as possible, because the ball can move even when you don't have to. And so that's kind of been how I've approached coaching the game, and it came to fruition yesterday, where in those dying minutes we had the legs to come out with the win. Not to say we weren't tired. I mean, you could definitely see the mental side of the game come into play, but to just trust in our system and to know that I don't have to sprint every time if I can find a teammate who's in the space. And so I tell the players, on average, you spend maybe 15 to 30 seconds with the ball at your feet in a game. So what are you doing for the other, 79 minutes and 30 seconds? And so that's kind of been our approach, and I could not be happier for the team in how they handled yesterday.
It's interesting, Jesse. I've never heard it kind of put that way about soccer in particular. I know that in basketball, that's what we were taught growing up, playing basketball. Our high school coach, or junior high coach even said that. What you do without the ball is almost, or as more important, what you do with the ball. Because just like you said, you rarely have the ball that much in hoops, but you got to move without the ball, and you've got to be in position. And obviously your girls took that to heed. And one of the things that is always just interesting to me, and one of the reasons why I love high school sports, is that we know how professional athletes, how they deal with pressure. They've grown up in it. They've had 25, 30, 35 years of experience. Collegiate athletes, same thing. When you get to high school kids, it's really kind of a good case study for how kids handle pressure-packed situations. You can kind of see, like, well, I bet this kid also knows how to take a test pretty good. I bet this kid gets their homework done quickly and gets it done ahead of time, doesn't wait till the last minute. And you can just see that teams that kind of have a plan, that they know what they're doing. It just felt like your kids really had that plan yesterday, and it felt like that the confidence was there, and it even was kind of spreading to our to the folks over there, because I don't know if you've looked at the video that Roy shot or that I posted as well. I was standing right next to Roy when Eden Whiteman had the free kick from right at about the 40-yard line. But Reynolds Moore was standing right next to Roy, and he said, literally, as Eden was lining it up, she makes these every day. And next thing you know, she whistles that thing in there, and it was a no-doubter. What did that do, you think? Obviously, it evened the game at 1-1. But what did that do mentally, you think, for your squad, and how do you think it affected the other squad? And was it kind of a palpable difference, what you could see from the teams after that free kick went in?
No, yeah, definitely. I think what it did for the team was it solidified that it was the payoff. A lot of times you'll have games where a team has the bulk of the possession, a bulk of the shots on goal, but they don't come away with the victory. And so I think in that moment, it really galvanized the team mentally. I mean, because they're all dragging legs, but then they all sprint to the girl who scored, and so that kind of psychological adrenaline rush, I think, really pushed us to take hold of it. We can win this game. And not to say that North Shore didn't come out in overtime. The first 10 minutes of overtime, we were pinned in our half for about 6 or 7 minutes. And so, they came out fighting, but we just had that mentality of we can handle this pressure, like you said. And that comes from autonomy. I have tried to develop as a coach to where I let the players feel they can make decisions on their own, and that grows them as players. And so I've told them several times, if you feel you got it, if you feel like you can make that run, you can take that shot, you can hit that pass, go for it. And if not, we recover. We learn from it. And so I think that with Eden, we've practiced those shots in our training sessions. She's taken them over the course of the entire season. And so it's just a repetition factor at that point. You've been here before. You know what it takes. Let's make it happen.
Before we get into the extra session, that was once again the leveling score to make it 1-1 with about 9 minutes to go in the second half. And so the pressure was really building, and you just kind of feel like the cork came out of the bottle, not only in the on the field, but also in the stands there, as folks went absolutely berserk after Whiteman's free kick tickled the twine there. The play you got in between the pipes, Jesse, if you could, tell us a little bit about, I believe, in that Julianne Clifton, is that your goalkeeper, right?
Yes.
Okay, tell us a little bit about what she brought to the table and just having her back there, what that meant as far as a calming effect on the squad.
Definitely. And I have said this to several people, and this is something that will stay with me for the remainder of my career. How proud I am of Jules Clifton stepping in as goalkeeper. First time playing goalkeeper in a competitive environment like high school soccer, where she was just a senior coming in and said, what do I need to do to make my senior year the most effective? And I said, do you want to be a goalie? Because our all district, goalkeeper, Ava Moore, graduated last year. And I said, can you put in the work over the summer to be a goalie? She said, yeah, I can do that. And she's always had quality footwork. She's always had amazing leg strength. And so I knew that if we could teach her up on some of the technicalities of goalkeeping, that she could be very successful. And she has been a bedrock of the team in those abilities that she brought in with her and in how she has developed as a goalkeeper. It has really highlighted for me this idea that a player that is not a traditional player in one position, they can have success anywhere on the field if you give them a shot. And she is definitely a case study for that, because she had never played goalie, and she played goalie a little bit in high school 7-on-7 in the preseason whenever Ava was hurt. But this season is her first real competitive season as a goalie, and I can't be happier with what she's done and how the team has trusted her, and it's paid off. She's been amazing.
That's awesome. I heard some other coaches mention that she was one of those kids that said, hey, I want to do whatever I can to help the team. And if you get, 10, 11 girls that do that, you got something special here. We get into the extra session. The wind started kicking up, and we knew that was going to be a little bit of a factor. Certainly was a factor later on at the Loyola Newman game. Second extra session rolls around, and all of a sudden, you're sitting there. I don't know what you're thinking, Jess, but we're, sitting there thinking, okay, is this thing going to go to another two? We're going to have little golden goal moments here. And give credit where credit's due. So Reynolds called the Eden kick. Roy said what Benton needs right now, because it was a little bit chippy. The ref was certainly had his hands full. There was a little pushing and shoving and some visiting with the players out there from the officials. And he said what Benton needs right now, said they need a penalty kick. And within 10 seconds, there it goes. And so it's going to set up Carson Best, who we'll just go ahead and say our buddy Ryan works down the hall from us here at Town Square Media. And Carson getting ready to go play at OBU next year. Gets an opportunity with a penalty kick. Jesse, what's going through your mind as you're watching your senior go out there and Carson Best with the game literally on her foot with just intertwine? You're more than likely advancing. If not, it's going to be a dogfight the rest of the way. What was your thought process as Carson was lining up for the penalty kick?
It was one of complete confidence. Carson is an amazing player for us. She has been extremely coachable ever since I got her as a 7th grader. And the thing I tell them about penalties is you cannot go into a penalty without a process. And so she has been a player. She has taken every penalty kick for us her entire high school career.
Wow.
And every single, she's only missed one, and that was against Texas High before the penalty before the North Shore penalty. And so she has a process, and you see it. She walks up, she places the ball, she takes 3 steps back, takes 2 steps to the side, and she gets set. And I tell them, you cannot handle pressure like that without a process that keeps you in the moment. And so we practice. As soon as I get them, I tell them, I don't care what it is, have a process that you go through to get your mind right before a high-pressure situation like a penalty kick. And she has been clinical her entire high school career, and so I had no doubts.
Next up, history, because the Benton Lady Tigers are in the semifinals for the first time in program history. Jesse, what does that mean to you as the leader of this program? to have a collection of young women out there that are doing something that's never been done before?
I can't be happier, and it's just one of those things that you have to take it one day at a time to really savor the moment. I know the team, they have set goals for themselves every season, and so to see them be able to accomplish those goals is just something that you live for as a coach, because you're coaches, we are out there not for ourselves. We're out there to pour into these young people, to use the activity of sport to teach them about life, teach them about faith, to teach them about teamwork. And so to see this program come as far as it has in these couple of years that I've been able to be the coach of them has been inspiring. It's been inspirational to myself. It has been inspirational to the Benton community in terms of their awareness of soccer. And it really is, in the truest sense of the word, community, because these girls live in Benton. These are Benton girls playing Benton soccer and doing things for Benton that has never been done before. I've really tried to foster that sense of high school soccer is about community.
Mm-hmm.
High school sports are about community. And so you play for the people that you've gone to school with. You play for the people that you've grown up with. And the bond that this team has, both as teammates, but on a personal level with each other, I can't speak enough about how easy that makes my job, that they are willing to be there for each other when things are hard, when things are going well. I'm excited, and I can't, I'm just excited to see what the future brings.
Well, the future brings a semifinal berth for the very first time, and it could be on the road at number 1 seed Mount Carmel, who host today at Country Day against the 8th-seeded Southside Sharks. Of course, we'll pass on to our buddy Jess Curtis down there, the football coach, to try to give a little motivational speech if he can. Because if Southside wins, Benton will be hosting a semifinal match. If Mount Carmel wins, you'll be heading down south. Any idea what day that's going to be? Is that still to be determined, Jesse?
Still to be determined.
Okay.
I would like Saturday, but it's up to whoever wins that game, and they'll reach out, and we'll go from there.
What's the plan between now and then for your squad?
Today is all about recovery. So we got the ice bath ready to go, and we're going to take the day to enjoy it and to recover, rest our legs, rest our minds, and then tomorrow we get back at it and we get ready, and we know who we're facing.
Surely there will be some recognition at school today, right? I mean, since everyone was out of school yesterday, they've got to make some kind of announcement, right? Got to have line the hallways or something. What do we need to do to get this little celebration? Because this is pretty stinking cool. When you make school history like this, I hope that people do appreciate it, and certainly the girls deserve some recognition there.
Oh, no, the school has been great about posting on social media, making announcements. We've had our media class, Tiger Talk, come out and do interviews. I'm sure you saw some of the young men out there with their microphones in their blazers.
Yes, I did.
Trying to put on their good Men in Blazers impression. No, but it's been a great experience to see this team get the recognition that they've earned. I tell them nothing is given, everything is earned, and so the recognition is earned along with it, and they deserve every bit of it.
He is Jesse Dyer. He is the head coach of the Benton Lady Tigers soccer team. They made history yesterday with a 2-1 extra session win over North Shore to advance to the state semifinals for the first time in program history. They either will be at home or heading south, maybe on Saturday. No matter what, history has been made. But I mean, if you're making history, you might as well make it herstory instead. Go ahead and make it to the championship match, right?
Hopefully.
That's the
We've
plan.
done the work for it.
So we'll have a little Benton Lady Tiger herstory hopefully being made. Jesse, happy for you, happy for the kids. I don't know if Ryan Best was able to sleep last night. That sucker was on cloud nine, I guarantee you, watching his kiddo get it done. So congratulations to Eden, Karsten, Jules, the whole crew. What a close-knit group. You could tell by the way that they reacted after the game, the way that they shared with each other after the game, and the parents and the faculty and everybody that was celebrating. It was really a very neat atmosphere, man. Happy for you, Jesse, and congratulations again, because I know that sometimes coaches certainly get a lot of the criticism and not a lot of the praise, but, buddy, to get a program from there where it was to where it is now takes a lot of extra effort and a lot of hard work. So congrats to you and anyone that's helped you along the way as well.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
No worries, man. Jesse Dyer, head coach for the Benton Lady Tigers soccer team, Raj, heading to the state semifinals. And, dude,